All right, you guys are in for a good one on this one. I'm going to walk you through the entire A through Z process on basically how I operate mentally, but also how I really did scale my commissions. But I noticed in a lot of reps is that they're focusing on all of the wrong things. Maybe they're focusing on like the next coach to invest into because they want a better script, or they want a better framework, they want a new structure. But even with all that, they're still stuck. So I want you to even ask yourself this one question. If I told you that the reason why you're at those 5 to 10 and you're not gapping those 50K commission months has nothing to do with the things you're actually seeing on calls. It's all about how you're operating on a day-to-day basis. So I walk you through like a 4-step process that I call it the conviction code. So it's more so how to operate as opposed to what to say. It's broken down into like 4 pillars. The first pillar itself, and by the way, if you're expecting like just a script and a whole bunch of, you're actually expecting like a step-by-step framework on the words to say, I'm not going to be able to give you that. It's going to be more so on how to operate and how to think. So the first pillar is the intention. When your intentions are in the right place, the what you say never matters. You notice that a lot of times maybe you're just performing on calls, you're acting, you're just trying to be as somebody you're not. But if your intentions and you genuinely care and you care about the person on the other side, you won't have to worry about, again, the things that you are saying. So a lot of times people watch my calls and they'll say, okay, you're a bit too hard or a bit too rough. But if you realize that if you genuinely care, then that's all that matters. Even when your intention starts with like your standards and your loyalty to the things that you do, even when it comes to offers, if you're on an offer that simply isn't just sufficing the income that you want to make, it doesn't make sense for you to be on the offer. Like your intention isn't everything. Intention isn't just on calls, it's intention outside of your life. How's your intention on getting on a new offer? How's your intention on the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis? If your intentions are not there, you're not actually aggressive, you won't go anywhere. So when I see reps that are on offers that just aren't making the income that they want to make, but they're not doing anything about it, that goes to show their intentions aren't in the right place. Pillar 2 is speak your mind. This is where 90% of sales reps lose. They start to filter themselves on calls. They say what they think the prospect wants to hear instead of what they should actually be saying on calls. The reps who are the ones producing the most and are the top reps are the ones who just say whatever may even be a little bit uncomfortable. They call the things out. They call out all the excuses. They name the real problem. So the only thing that happens when you're not actually tied to the outcome of being liked, you are there to actually help. You help them make the right decision. And because you speak your mind, you just say whatever's on your mind. It doesn't matter. So you don't ever have to focus on, can I say this or can I say that? I see that happen all the time. Oh, I can't say this because my sales coach told me I can't say it. Again, if you genuinely care, the first one, your intention in the right place, and then you can just kind of speak your mind. Those 2 things are in order. You can say whatever you want to say because, again, your intention in the right place. Every single pillar backs up one another. Going into pillar number 3, which is emotional regulation, which equals income control. I talked about this before, about how your state is, how your performance is. One bad week cannot dictate how you show up. I remember this one rep that we had on one of our teams that skill set wise, it was easily top 5, no, not even top 3 skills on our team out of 15 closers. But on the end of the month, he was always 7th, 8th on the board. Why? Because when he was doing really good, he was super excited. When he was doing bad, he was the worst rep ever. The person who's the consistent at the top is the one who just stays calm. I always said the saying, never get too high, never get too low. No matter if you have a good week, whatever, if you have a bad week, it's whatever. Same thing in life. Just when something bad happens doesn't mean your entire life should change. It's just be, okay, everything is just good. It just is. If something's not going your way, then move on. Everything is meant to happen the way it does. So if you can stay mellow, never get too high, never get too low, just understand everything is just good. You look at everything as good, you won't have to ever struggle with that whole concept. So pillar number 4 is your standards. What you do outside of the sales call, how you sleep, your environment, the people you spend time with, how you think and even operate about money, how your relationship is with capital. The way you are outside of sales is direct reflection of who you are inside of it. So if you're not holding the standards, if you think about decisions before making a decision, if you ask your partner before a decision, obviously you're gonna get partner objections. Like everything is a direct correlation. So the more you can operate outside of sales as the person that is capable of buying from, you won't ever have to fall in line as somebody who is just fluffing it around or just not being true. And every single pillar backs up one another. Again, if your intentions are in the right place, you can speak your mind, you can say whatever you want. If you speak your mind, then the next step of you just having a lot more control of your time, having a lot more capacity, a lot more control of your income is all in order. And obviously your emotional regulation. If you can control your emotional regulation, then nothing else really matters. And I genuinely have so much passion behind this whole concept because what happens is like this, I see so many reps that just lose money on investing to coach because one coach tells them to say this, the next coach says say this, and they still don't get the income that they want. They still don't produce because they're still in the same cycle of trying to focus on what to say as opposed to how to operate and how to be. One of the biggest flexes that I have, not just the dozens of reps I've trained up, you've probably seen the case studies and the testimonials on my page, but I have 2 brothers that I've even always offered to invest into me as a coach, and I've helped them even get into sales and crush it. So, I mean, if your own family is investing into you and into your training, I think that says all you need to see. All the other case studies don't mean anything if your family's investing into it. So to simply like wrap that all up, if the framework itself doesn't help you, it's because you're still trying to think about, okay, what am I trying to say on each part of the call? If you watch any of my sales calls, any of my call recordings, you'll see that everything is just backed up by intention, my leadership, my conviction. It has nothing to do with the words that I'm saying. So even when you watch my calls or you see anything, always ask yourself, okay, why did I say that? Why did I not go down this path? And that's the biggest thing. So this whole concept of you understand my framework, even though I say I'm giving a lot away, isn't for you to go on and invest into me as a coach. Don't invest into me as a coach, but make sure the coaches that you are investing into understand the concepts and understand the principles. They're not just telling you what to say, because if you do, you're going to fall in line with every other rep who never gets anywhere with their income.